just remember it's going to get better.
The grass is always greener on the other side.
Yeah. Hi guys! Welcome to LoveCast, the Boys Love podcast. I'm your host Pixie, and with me are my co-hosts Alexa and Kayla.
Hello.
So this week we're talking about something that we are all experiencing right now. And probably a lot of you guys have as BL fans and in general media fans. We're in a slump. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so we're just gonna talk a little bit about how this affects us individually and how we sort of work through it, because it doesn't feel like it's permanent. Well, it feels like it's permanent, but it isn't.
Yeah. It goes through phases, I feel like. I've been in so many slumps over the years in BL and other media, so... Yeah. You get out of it eventually, but it does feel like when you don't have anything to watch, or don't feel like watching anything, you're like, when will this end?
Yeah, and I always we've had such a close relationship to BL that it feels sort of like we're, I don't know, it feels criminal that we're not watching it.
No, but really, there's a lot of that goes into it because we're so adjacent. Like, what we do is BL content,
yeah.
So
I actually feel like I should be watching everything, but I'm watching, like, not everything, and it's like, oof. I feel like I'm not informed enough to be, like, a BL content creator right now.
Yeah. I've been in a slump for a while now. My problem is, I've been, like, mentally exhausted and physically exhausted from work. And all of that, like, combined makes it, I can't watch shows that aren't in Norwegian or English because I have to think and read.
About reading the subtitles,
my brain doesn't want to do it. So, like, if Heartstopper came out with season 2 right now, I would watch it. It's in English. It's fine. But I can't just listen, like, the subtitles. It takes too much brain energy right now for me to be able to do it. And it's really sad. Like, I think about it every day. I'm just like, I wish I could watch, but I can't get myself to do it.
Yeah, mine is kind of similar, except instead of not being able to watch things that aren't in English, I can't watch things that are more than, like, 30 minutes long because my attention span just, like, does not go that long. So, like, I'm fine watching, like, the short KBLs and the J-dramas because they're, like, 20 minutes. But when it comes to watching anything that's, like, 45 minutes to an hour, I just, like, clock out after a certain point. And it's like my attention span, as soon as it hits, like, that 30-minute mark, it's like, nope, we can't do this anymore. And, like, I start, like, going through my phone and stuff. Even if I'm enjoying the show, it's just, like, can't focus on it. So, like, I don't want to push myself through an hour-long episode of something that I'm enjoying if I'm only going to end up catching half of it because I can't focus.
Yeah. I think for me, poor mental health plays a lot into it as well. Because it'll just be like, I can't even get out of bed, let alone read subtitles, like you said. Like, I can't even walk across the room to grab my laptop and watch something. So it's like, how I'm already not feeling well mentally. How am I going to be able to focus on watching anything that isn't in English, really?
Yeah.
And I think that, like, being a creator also plays into that, because I feel like when I'm watching BL now, I feel like I have to watch it with a certain level of, like,
paying
critical
attention.
lens. Yeah, because, like, like, I need to
Mm-hmm.
give commentary on this, or, like, I need to live post about this on social media and stuff like that. So it's, like, feels like, I don't want to say a job, but, like, it kind of, it's like an extension of work almost. Like, not with everything, but there are certain things where, like, when I'm watching it, I feel like I have to be actively engaged in it a lot more than I would with other media or with BL in the past. Now that we're, like, doing this podcast and talking about this content and putting it out weekly, like, it's a lot different than just, like, watching it. So I think that's part of what makes it harder, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, on one side, I really, really love doing like this podcast and talking about BL, and it's like the highlight of my week. On the other hand, yes, it does kind of go in like a work adjacent area, especially when you have like income coming in and have to pay editors and all of that. Yeah, but yeah, I think for me, most of it is mentally completely. And I think like when I get to like a better space, the company is going okay and there's not like a massive amount of work. I think especially after like when we've had our like vacations, which we're basically working in Thailand. I think that's gonna help.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just hard when there's a lot to focus on. And then you also feel like you have to focus on like watching your media, which, you know, it's like you're supposed to be your enjoyment time. So that's why I think I tend to like focus on things that are very head empty, no thoughts. Like I go to Western sitcoms a lot when I'm in slumps, because they're short and similar kind of like with the English thing, and like I can just kind of listen and have a little chuckle. And so, you know, I think that's the kind of stuff I tend to turn to when I'm in a slump, just because it's easy to consume. But yeah, it sucks because I like watching BL and I want to like get back to enjoying watching BL. And
and I kind of want to like experience it with everyone else, but I feel like
watch all the stuff that people are hyped up about, but it's just like you don't have the motivation to do it.
No.
Yeah, so it's hard.
Yeah. So what are the kinds of like, okay, everyone is different when they go into a slump. Different reasons than we have as well. Like what are some of the reasons people will go into slumps, basically?
I think one of the big ones for a lot of people is like, and I think we've both, me and Pixie at least, have had this experience recently as well. Like when a show you are really, really invested in ends, and just like nothing else hits that same level.
Life
is
like, over.
Yeah, like Pixie still hasn't recovered from the eclipse, and that was last year.
Damn, that was last year.
Yeah.
It does not help that like the Our Sky thing like keeps like
they just had their I Sky episodes. Yeah.
Dude, I haven't watched yet.
The slump won't even let you watch the Eclipse Our Sky episodes.
Like, no, I've been ignoring all news. I didn't like, I sort of caught that it aired already.
Yeah.
But I was kind of trying to trick my brain into thinking that it didn't, just because I'm so busy. I
don't want to see spoilers.
You just ruined that for me. Like now I can't ignore the fact that it's out, and now I have to watch it. Like,
sorry.
Thank you.
You're welcome, but also sorry. But yeah,
this is revenge for me picking on you,
making fun of me for being sick. Me and Pixie in an endless beef cycle. But yeah, like Pixie had the eclipse, and like with me, you know, there was my school president, which I have not moved on from, which wasn't ended a couple months ago at that point. But yeah, it's like you have these shows that are like so like integral to you at the time that they're airing, and then when they end, like it just feels empty and like nothing else can fill that void. So you just kind of stay in the place of rewatching content from that show, so you can like keep on that high as opposed to watching new things.
So much.
Yeah,
I was editing and editing. I did not release everything I was editing either.
Your Ack and IN edits. Yeah, you were having an editing moment there for a while with that.
Yeah, I was obsessed. Like I was completely obsessed and couldn't get it out of my head, so I was just kept editing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like staying in this cycle of like ways to relive that show as opposed to moving on to other things.
Yeah,
like,
and
I'm still like
it's like a way to relive it in a new way, because rewatching right after you watched it already, it'll be too repetitive. But if you like sort of create your own story, and that's why I think a lot of people do fan fictions and stuff like that, because they're not ready to let go. So
and it keeps it going in a different way.
Yeah. I mean, there are shows like that for me that kind of consume a large part of my brain. So like that happened with Kin Porsche. But I feel like I am usually able to move on from it, or at least like I have a lot of room in my heart for shows. So I can love a lot of things and be obsessed with a lot of things at once. But yeah, I mean, everything that we mentioned with, you know, a new show or not being able to get over the old show, I mean, I relate to all of that in some capacity.
Yeah. It's tough. And then it's like you're just waiting for something else to come in and like reach that same level of hype, which like I feel like maybe I'm getting a show like that with Step by Step, but we'll see how it maybe continues to go. But you know, it's just like nothing is quite there yet, so trying to fill that void is really hard.
I will say also, like, no offense, but I don't trust BL fans to give me good recommendations. People are too fucking overexcited about shows that are trash. So I will not listen to, sorry to anyone who feels offended, but I will not watch anything like recommended to me.
I literally only rely on the recommendations of maybe one or two people, and that's it. Like, I'm not going to go and listen to random people on the internet about what I should watch.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I usually listen to Alexa because she knows my taste. Like in K-drama and BL, she has like a mental link to me and knows what I'll enjoy.
Our tastes are very different, but I feel like I know Pixie's taste well enough to like recommend that stuff that I think that she would like. Because like I know Pixie might not like the same things I like, but like with Kayla, I feel like me and Kayla have a very similar taste. So like if Kayla likes something, then I'm like, I'll probably like it too, you know. So yeah, Heather says everyone should listen to us. Don't trust anyone's recommendations except trust our recommendations.
We cover a range though, so it's fine. We could find something for everyone.
I feel like that kind of ties into like I think Pixie has mentioned this recently when like nothing appeals to you in a specific genre. Like Pixie's been struggling with Thai BL lately, and I think like particularly because with BL, like we've mentioned, like when they get stuck on something, like it shows up in like every show. So for example, like if you hate office romances, like that's the trend right now in Thai BL, in Korean BL, it even bleeds into Japanese BL. So like you know, if that's a trend that you hate, like that's what all the BLs are right now. So like,
but like I love office BLs. I love anything that's like adult. But Thai BLs have this thing where they keep just using the same stuff over and over again. Like you feel like you're watching the same show, and I just I'm that's what big part of the reason why I can't like get into Thai BLs is because I feel like I've seen it before, even if it's like a new show, and it's just because they keep producing them the same way. So
Yeah, I think that is a thing for some people, but even just like in general, like if there's like a specific trope that you don't like to watch and it's like showing up across every BL that's out there, then like that's gonna end up like, well, nothing is appealing to me in BL right now because they're all office BLs or they're all this, that, and the other thing. So it makes it hard. And like, you never know, like, if something is going to have something different to offer, because you don't want to watch it if you already know that, like, it's not necessarily something that appeals to you. So I think that's definitely, like, leads into slump periods for people as well.
Yeah. And I do think, I'm going to be honest, I do think there's a lot of bad writing out now. I think it's gotten so popular that they've gotten so much money in the industry that they're sort of just like pushing out anything they can find. And there's so much bad writing. And it might be like just small things. And they know that BL fans have like their ships and actors that they support so much that they will be blind to the horrible writing in the show.
We've all been there. We've all been there.
Doing the bare minimum to get these shows out. And it shows, like, for me, who aren't like, I don't get too hung up on ships and stuff. It's so important with the writing. So I'm yeah, that's another thing to consider. Like, like you said, like, some people will watch anything that their ship is in, or an actor that they like is in. I've definitely at least attempted to watch a lot of things that weren't great for actors or ships that I liked. And then, like, for someone like Pixie, where it's like the writing is the thing that draws them in. Yeah, if it's tough out here trying to navigate which shows are actually worth watching based on the amount that they're pumping out. I feel like you really have to pick and choose, which makes it easier to fall into a slump, because, like, I want to watch things that actually interest me, but at the same time I'm like, maybe this is worth giving a chance. I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah, with oversaturation, just like the amount that's coming out makes me feel overwhelmed as well. So it's like, when you are getting back into it, where do you even begin? Yeah. Because you need to catch up with so much, or at least you feel like you have to.
And it's like, well, at that point, I'll just watch nothing and watch something from somewhere completely else.
Yeah, I had a period that I was just like, I was in a slump, but I kept rewatching like KBLs. Like the old ones, like the first ones. Like, I was on a Hwang Da-seol binge.
Just rewatching, like, Where Your Eyes Linger, To My Star and Blooming in a loop.
Yup.
Yeah.
And you have like we said, the main reason we're having our slump right now is like a mental concentration block. Which is understandable. It's all about like how you're feeling at the time, and you can't really control that. So, and no time. I mean, I don't like, it's May in Norway. It's like the busiest time for a dry cleaner because it's close to our Independence Day is 17th of May, and we have like this huge parade. Everyone gets dressed up in the national outfit and all that. So my dry cleaners are insanely busy. Like, it's boiling over. So I've been working constant overtime. I've been working today. I'll be working tomorrow on a Sunday. Like, it doesn't stop for a month.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, coming home from like a work, whatever job you may have, whether it's a 9 to 5 or something else, and then you have like such a limited chunk of time to like do what you want to do. So like, finding time to like keep up with all the BLs in that period of time, and also like spend time with friends and family and eat food and like take care of yourself. It's like really hard to like navigate how to spend your time when, like, I work a 9 to 5, so I come home and I have like roughly like 5-6 hours before I have to go to bed again. So like, using that time for myself, like, it's really hard to dictate, okay, what am I actually gonna use my time for in that period? And like, watching BL is a part of that, but navigating like how much time you want to dedicate towards that and how caught up you want to be on things is like really hard to work through at times. And sometimes I feel like, a lot of the time I feel like there's just not enough time in the day to like keep up with like watching things that I actually enjoy watching, which sucks.
Mm.
Yeah, it's tough out here. I'm just gonna keep saying it's tough out here because it's really tough out here. Late stage capitalism.
Oh, I kind of wish like I was like a teenager, still living at home,
God.
like responsibilities, no nothing.
Or when I was in like college, I would stay up until like 5 a.m. just binging K-dramas, and then I would sleep because I didn't have to go to class until like 11 or noon or whatever. And like I'm just like, I used to watch so much stuff during that period of time, and I'm like, I can barely watch one episode of something a night if I'm lucky now.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help that there's like a buttload of BLs coming out. Like, it's insane. If you actually look at lists of like, okay, how many are coming out this year compared to last year, compared to the year before that, it's insane how the growth has been.
And like,
Always
it's cool to
increasing.
see it grow, but like we get back into it's so overwhelming to decide like, how am I supposed to watch all of this? Like, when we only had like 3 BLs a year, you just watched all of them, whether they were good or not, because that was all you had.
And you probably gave like maybe too much praise to something that wasn't that great just because like
it was there.
it was
We had
feeding
it to watch.
you.
Yeah. Yeah, I
There was
think
no
that's
slump
like,
to get into.
yeah. Couldn't get into a slump when there's
Even if you tried.
But I think that definitely, yeah, because there is so much to watch now. Like, there's so much more to be. You're like able to pick and choose a lot more now. So yeah, it's just like the choices are endless. I'm not a good decision maker, so sometimes I'll sit there debating like, should I watch this one? Should I watch this one? Should I watch this one? And then I end up watching nothing. You know,
Literally.
End up
I'll like take
going on TikTok instead and just like
literally.
no
Literally.
really. Yeah. I'll like take my sleep aid and be like, okay, I have maybe about an hour to watch something, and I take so long to scroll through Viki and other things that I just end up going to sleep instead.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Making ourselves sound so old, but it's the truth. Take my sleep aid.
I've been taking sleep aids since college, so
Yeah. Ugh.
I took before I had the kids. After the kids, it's really not a problem to
sleep
fall
when you
asleep.
sleep.
Like, you're exhausted, so it's fine.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's another thing, like Heather mentioned, is like, if you decide to watch a new BL, you're also committing future time to like keeping up with that show. I think that's something I struggle with a lot, because there's a lot of things where I'll watch the first or second episode of it, and then like, if one day I just don't feel like in the mood to watch it for whatever reason, it's done. I'm likely never
off.
coming back to it. Like, I'll say it's on hold, or I'll catch up, and then next thing I know, I have 10 episodes to catch up on, and I'm like, this is not happening.
Yeah, I never finished My School President.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's fine.
Yeah.
I was grateful that you even tried.
Yeah.
I tried.
That's the exact reason I didn't finish My Dating Sim. And I think there's another Korean one that I just didn't finish because I never went back to it because my slump happened. Like, I can't... I don't know. I haven't been into the Korean BLs. But
well, that's so weird because I'm completely opposite. If I'm gonna watch anything, it's the Korean ones, except the ones with the like the horrible director who just pushes out shit. Like I
oh no,
you can even like just read the title and know it's him. Just read the title and you know it's him because the title doesn't make sense
against the directors.
The title doesn't make sense. The cover is usually pretty good. The whole show doesn't make sense from episode 1. And it's just like, who is giving this man money? Stop.
The people who watch anything.
Literally.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Sometimes I'm envious of that, though. Like, there are people like that we follow on Twitter or on social media who will literally watch like 3 shows a day, and I'm like, I wish I had that
crazy
energy and commitment and the ability to, like, and people who watch like shows that they're not enjoying just for like the chaos of like finishing it. Oh man, I envy those people, because like it could never be me. I drop things I used to be that person who like felt like I always had to push through, but now I'm just like, if I don't vibe it, it's gone, because I just don't have the time or energy to that, and I like miss having that level of energy.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be really, really rage-inducingly bad for me to rage watch it. Like, History 4, I rage watched that just because it was so horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's a thing. Hate watching stuff.
There's 2 sides of the spectrum. It's either really good or you're hate watching, and everything in between just gets lost.
Yeah. Also, shout out to people who like exclusively watch BL, because I could never commit to that level of dedication. Like, I have too many interests and too many things I like to just stick with BL.
Yeah. Yeah, I was having a discussion with someone recently. It's like, you know, if you get into a slump, like, I'll go watch K-dramas, or I'll watch, like, sitcoms or something like that. Or, you know, people have other hobbies that they focus on. But, like, someone was like, yeah, BL is my hobby. I'm like, what happens if you get in a slump from your one and only hobby? Like, what do you do? Like, I can't even imagine. Like, maybe they just don't get into slumps. Like, I don't know. But yeah, there's too much good stuff out there to just... I mean, I get it. Like, a lot of people don't want to watch, like, straight media anymore, which is, like, totally valid. Like, I don't blame you. But, like, I just, like... There's too much other good media out there that I like to focus on, you know?
I will say that I very, very rarely seek out romance media, Western romance media.
Me neither.
Because I think... the BL genre is just better at doing romance.
Yeah.
So why should I watch some Western trash? But I do like sitcoms. And stuff like that is easy to follow, and like the whole Bridgerton on Netflix. I love that, and
but it's like, because, like, you know, one of our topics was like, well, what do you do in the interim when you're in a slump? And that's like, I watch stuff from other places, and, like, you know...
Old stuff.
Yeah, old stuff. K-dramas, sitcoms. I'll go back and rewatch, like, comfort shows and stuff like that. But that's why I like watching things as they air, because, like, I feel like I always have something to break stuff up. So it makes it easier kind of to... I'm sorry, I'm really... My nose is like, but it makes it easier kind of to find things to do in the interim, I guess. Like, if I'm in a slump, I know that I kind of always have something else to go to from somewhere else. But yeah.
I've been using TikTok, and it's been feeding me all like these movie clips that they put out there, and I've been finding stuff to watch from that. So I'll be just scrolling like TikTok, and that looks interesting, searching it up, and then watching. So I've been watching a lot of like old stuff that I didn't know existed.
Yeah, I feel like I go for 3 different things when I'm trying to get out of a slump and watch something else. And like this American sitcoms thing is a big one. Like I like Abbott Elementary, definitely. Even like White Lotus, and I recently watched Selena Gomez's show Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm currently watching Shameless again because just like the comedic factor and something that is familiar that we talked about. But I also, for some reason, I binge watch a lot of documentaries when I'm going through a BL slump. I don't know. I mean, I love documentaries, but I don't know what it is. I like being informed about things.
Right.
And I feel like it's a good way to use my time that's also entertaining. So like currently I'm watching what's it called? Secrets of Playboy, about like Hugh Hefner and the Playboy bunnies. I just finished the last part of the Surviving R. Kelly documentary. Right. And I watch a lot of true crime ones. You have to be kind of careful with those, though, depending on what angle they're going at. But I watch a lot of those kind of documentaries. Like, anytime Netflix posts a documentary, I probably watched it immediately. I'm on it. I love documentaries. I don't know what it is, but maybe it's just because it's like real life stuff. But it somehow
it's a look into
helps
someone
me
else's
feel
life kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of it. Yeah, but I notice I watch a lot of documentaries too, on top of sitcoms.
Yeah,
when I'm trying to.
I just finished watching like the Ed Sheeran. Well, as far as it's come, it's in episodes. On Apple, I think. Apple TV. I'm not sure.
Idea.
My boyfriend put it on, and I'm just watching, and it's really like it's great to watch like he's a huge star, and he's still so down to earth that it's crazy.
Yeah, those celebrity documentaries are always cool to watch. I have been recently, which is funny, getting into podcasts, but like specifically like. I'm a visual person, so I like putting on like people like we do who post them on YouTube, and then like I'll just watch them in the background like while I'm working and stuff like that. But it's kind of like what Pixie said, like getting recommended something on TikTok. I kept seeing like viral videos of the Basement Yard podcast. Like they're always going viral on TikTok, and it's just like these two dudes who are like childhood best friends, and they're really fucking funny. And like I started watching those, and then like another commentary YouTuber that I like to watch like started a podcast, and so like I've been recently like getting into podcasts for specific people, like not a specific genre, but it's more like the person posting the podcast. And then I've also really been into Korean variety shows, which like they're always just like, first of all, honestly. It's funny because they're really long. They're usually like an hour and 20 minutes, but like I don't have the problem watching them that I do with like dramas or BL. So I've been into one called No Math School Trip, which has like Kyungsoo from EXO and Zico and Crush. And then another one called Hey Mi Lee Ye Che Pa, which is a bunch of like female idols and like entertainers and dancers and stuff. And those have kind of been like my interim binge watches lately. So, but yeah, Korean variety is always fun. Like if I'll randomly check shows like I Live Alone and those kind of stuff to see if people I liked were on, and watch those episodes when I'm in a slump. So.
That's reminding me of just how I watch a lot of K-pop content when I'm in a slump too. Like, I'll watch like the music shows in full, like the whole show, even if I don't know like any of the people anymore that are performing. But yeah, the variety show thing I get too. It's just like, I don't know, it's like it being a reality show almost. So there's also that level of you probably don't have to think as deeply. Yeah.
Korean variety shows are so funny to me. Like I think the editing in Korean variety shows is funnier than anything. Like the captions that they put on and stuff like that is just hilarious. And like, you know, we don't have that kind of variety media in Western culture, so like it's just like really fun to watch them, and I enjoy them. I think they're really fun.
I've been watching some like Norwegian like shows where they take celebrities and put them like in situations. One is like a military boot camp kind of thing, and and there's one that's based on like Among Us, like the whole like traitor. I think it's in different countries as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've seen there's an Australian version, so I'm guessing like it's all over the place. And then there's the Taskmaster. They have a Norwegian version of that, and it's just before. Like And it's always like the same fucking celebrities because we don't have any celebrities.
That's so funny, actually.
The same people in every variety show.
Yeah. It is literally the same, like, 16 people all the time. We're a small country, okay?
You work with what you've got.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Well, the Aussie time. Maybe that's why I've heard of it before. Heather mentioning it, Taskmaster. But yeah, I've definitely heard of that before.
Yeah,
I really wish I could be like
I keep
a dating
getting
show
TikToks
girly.
of the Aussie Taskmasters too.
Maybe, yeah, I think I might have heard you guys talking about it before. I wish I could be like a dating show girly because I swear to God, Netflix puts out a new dating show every other day, but I've just never been able to. I like will watch people break them down and like watch people's commentary videos on them, but I've never been able to watch them myself. But I feel like that would be such a good thing to get into during a slump. It's just like, but I don't know.
I know a
Something
lot of
about
people
it, I
have
can't
like
get into
this
them.
guilty pleasure in watching like dating shows and The Bachelor and whatever. I've never understood those. I can't. I don't get it.
I just like watching videos of people ragging on them, but I can't actually bring myself to watch the content itself. So I kind of wish I could. Yeah, it is probably good background noise to just have on and like let it play. But I always open Netflix and I'm like, maybe I'll watch, this random season of Love is Blind or whatever, but I don't end up doing it. So
Yeah, no, I'm not into the dating shows, but I really do love the trashy reality shows. Like, one of my favorite shows that they canceled was Bad Girls Club. And then
I don't even know what that is. What?
it's just girls put in a house and they fight like all the time and get drunk.
Wow.
It's so fun.
television right there.
And like Jersey Shore.
Oh my
Love
God,
Jersey Shore.
Yeah, I've heard of Jersey Shore from Norway, so
I would hope so.
Yeah, so I do love the trashy reality shows, I'm not gonna lie. They are the ones that you pick up and put down, and it's just like, whatever.
My, like, I guess Western reality show guilty pleasure is, like, HGTV.
Yes,
House
I was gonna
Hunters?
mention that.
House Hunters, like,
Oh, right.
like the home renovating, like, that kind of content.
Ooh.
There was a while
I have
where...
the auction shows.
Oh, the auction ones? Yeah.
Ooh,
like all of that
yeah.
kind of stuff and like the flipping shows and stuff. But House Hunters, for a while, they have like an international version where it's like usually American people like getting ready to live abroad or for whatever reason. And it was all on Hulu at one point. And I watched like, there was like 12 seasons of it and I watched all of it because I just think it's so fun to watch. So like that's like when it comes to like reality content, I usually go for like the home renovation, like realty and like that kind of stuff. I love.
Yeah. I mean, like most of it is just like fake and staged.
It's so fake.
Over the top, but
they've already talked about how like they usually already have like bought the house, like know which house they picked, and like they have to move all of their stuff out and then like to make it look empty and then go look at other houses. But like it's so fake, but it's so fun to watch.
I remember a story, you know how the Pimp My Ride show that was.
Oh, I loved that show with
loved
Exhibit.
it too. But like lately, like in the recent years, like all these stories came out that like everything was like they built car that you could like literally not drive it.
Yeah, drive
it was insane.
Wild. They would have like jacuzzis in the back of them and shit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. They also did the same thing with cribs.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the houses would be staged and fake, and the celebrities didn't really live there. That's so funny.
Oh, MTV reality shows used to be so good.
Yeah.
Oh.
As like a teenager, they were kind of risque.
Yeah.
Now that we've got
this makes me like wonder if any of like the BL boys reality shows are very staged.
Probably.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
Like all of like the YouTube content that they do and stuff. I would imagine there's at least like a loose script that they follow. but some of them are kind of fun to watch. Like, I was really into the Pond and Pooh one for a while, around the time that we had our interview with them. And, like, Earth Mixed Space is always good. And, like, some of them are pretty fun. I was watching the leads from Step by Step. They have a little, like, reality thing, and I was watching theirs last night because I didn't feel good, so... But yeah, I definitely think there's definitely a scripted element too, at least a general one. Like,
I mean, the whole like BL boys pairing ships is very staged.
It's all scripted. Yeah, I mean, it's all staged and scripted. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure they go over like moments to have and stuff like that, probably between cuts. Like, put your arm around
I kind of do hope they like
thing.
discuss consent beforehand. Okay, how far are you willing to go
I would
for
think
this?
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would hope so, but honestly,
who knows? It might. Like, do you think they have like a consent clause in their contract?
I have no idea.
So no one can sue for like sexual harassment.
Oh God,
like that. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking from the top of my head. I have so many questions about the industry. You have no idea.
Sleuthing.
Okay, how do we typically get out of a slump? I'm not out yet. That could be taken so out of context.
True.
In more ways than one.
Not out in more ways than one.
Oh my god. Yeah. No, I need to either find a show that really, really pulls me completely out of that. I'm blown out of the park. Like, it's just perfect. And I can't, like, help but to watch it. Because that happened with Love in the Air.
Yeah.
First half. And then the eclipse ruined it because it was so good that I couldn't like, watch anything else
Love in the Air wasn't good anymore.
But yeah, either that or just like life getting
Slows
into a
down.
balance. Life getting good. That helps.
Getting good.
Yeah.
Therapy.
Mental health improving. Antidepressants. Yeah. I feel like usually for me, it's like, it's either a show that I've been waiting for a long time finally starts, and I like can't, like, I have to watch it. Like, that's how I felt about Step by Step, because I've talked about it so much. I love D-Hub House Productions, so like I couldn't not watch it when it started, and like I've luckily really been enjoying it, so I'm like hoping that it'll kind of like continue to bring me out of the slump, or like something unexpectedly really good comes along that kind of does the same thing. But yeah, like if I'm in a better mental health place, I have more energy, that usually makes a huge difference. That's a rare occurrence though, so a lot of the times I just push through it anyways. But yeah. It's usually just like a show that comes out of nowhere and kind of pulls me back into being interested in watching new stuff again.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, just taking a break from it helps a lot, because it's usually the root of it is that I'm feeling burned out by like all these tasks I have to do usually in my daily life, and that kind of carries over into everything else and makes my mental health just shit. So just unplugging, and I guess like focusing on stuff I have to do just like immediately really helps. Just not trying to be so, not watching anything and having to be on top of watching it, like having to be analytical about it, because then it starts to feel more like a chore than a hobby.
Yeah.
Basically avoiding it.
Yeah. I also think for me, sometimes it can help. It's helped in the past, like just going back and watching shows that I really, really love and haven't watched for a while. It can sort of like ignite the joy again.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Rewatching your favorite media and kind of remembering what you really enjoyed about it, and finding other shows kind of in that vein, I think help too. So yeah, It honestly, like, really depends. Like, sometimes my slumps are so short, and sometimes they last for, like, such a long time. So, like, I never really know what's gonna bring me out of it. Like, I wish there was some kind of foolproof method that I could just use every time.
I kind of feel like these, like, slumps or blocks happen, like, in every part of your life. Like, with writing, too, I have, like, these... I have more often writer block than I have actually writer joy. So I write less than, like, yeah. But I see that there too. Like, it's the same with my BL slump right now. It's just like, my mind doesn't want to go there at all. And it's so different from... It's sort of kind of like when you're sick and you just, like, can't feel like you're never gonna get better and you just feel like shit and it's just, ugh. But then you get out of it. You get, like, better and it feels like the greatest thing ever. But while you're sick, you feel like it's never gonna end.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
Everything feels like a task. And then... Yeah.
Just remember, it's going to get better.
The grass is always greener on the other side.
Yeah.
We'll make it out eventually. There will be something that'll bring us all out of this slump.
You'll get better.
But yeah. I don't know. I don't think there's, like, an answer, because I feel like everything related to slumps is, like, really personal to different people.
Yeah.
And, like, what gets someone into a slump, what brings someone out of a slump is, like, really individual. And, like, we're all going through our slumps right now in different ways. It's just funny that we've all kind of been on the same cycle with it. We're all in a slump. We're all sick. We're all a mess.
Yep.
It's like a period.
On one LoveCast wavelength right now.
Yeah, and honestly, with the whole planning, the Thailand trip and everything, that puts on another stress level.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an interesting discussion.
Yeah, I would love to, like, hear everyone listening to, like, hear what your personal way of getting out of slumps is, and if you've ever been in a slump. Are you the kind of person that just can watch indefinitely? And how does that feel?
To
be
Share
so
your
powerful.
secret with us, please.
Are you a god? Like, what is happening there?
No, but genuinely, like, if there's someone who's, like, a long-time BL fan that has never experienced a slump, that would be so interesting. Because I understand if you're, like, a newer fan, everything feels fresh and new. There's a lot of good content out there to consume. But, like, if you've been in it for a while and you've never experienced a slump, like, that would be truly, like, amazing, incredible. Yeah. Please share if you are one of those people.
Share your secrets, please.
The secrets of the universe.
Yeah. Yep. Do we have any final thoughts, comments?
Not
I think we covered it.
Yeah.
I feel like we gave a lot of show recommendations.
What to watch? What to watch that isn't BL. This podcast is just gonna wear off, like, into, like, just a general, like, life podcast because we're all in a slump.
Never
watch BL.
Oh, people would not know what to do if that happened. We'll always be able to find something BL related to talk about, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We've been doing it for 2.5 years. We can keep it going.
Yeah. Like, I will say that after having done this for such a long time and still having something to talk about every single weekend. Like, we do this every single weekend. And we still have things to talk about.
It's the good thing about the genre being so oversaturated now is that at least we never run out of different things to discuss.
Right. Oh my god,
Heather,
LoveCast, the pop culture podcast.
I don't like it. don't like how that sounds. Doesn't sound right. It sounds wrong.
Oh my god. Well, if we ever want to branch out. Yeah, so that's it for this week. So yeah, let us know about your BL slumps and all that we discussed earlier. And if you enjoyed the episode, please like, review, all that, subscribe. And while you're at it, please share this episode with your friends because it really helps us out. And yeah, thanks for joining us this week, and we'll see you again next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. That's demented.
No, but we were discussing this when I was sick, and Alexa was just like, "Oh, I'm not sick," and then we were sick, and I was just like, "Yes, karma, bitch."
Like karma.